What's up, guys? It's Mike, and today we're diving into a whole new world of color and clarity because we're talking about the best HDR games on the Steam Deck OLED. You know that shiny new screen that makes everything look like it's been sprinkled with a bit of gaming magic dust? Yeah, we're about to take a deep dive into the games that absolutely pop, from fiery explosions to cosmic landscapes, making your Steam Deck OLED look like a handheld IMAX. Whether you're blasting demons in Doom Eternal or riding through the breathtaking sunsets of Red Dead Redemption 2. These games are the ones that'll make you forget you're holding a portable console and think you've been transported straight into the action. So, buckle up, grab your snacks, and get ready because it's time to explore the top 15 HDR games that will blow your mind on the Steam Deck OLED. If you're as excited as we are about today's topic, show some love by liking and subscribing to Retro Pocket for more amazing content. Let's jump in. No Man's Sky. Imagine being thrown into a vast, procedurally generated universe where every star you see in the sky is a distant sun, and you can fly right up to any planet you want. In No Man's Sky, you're a lone traveler in search of the center of the universe, but the real magic lies in the journey. You can explore endless planets, each with unique flora, fauna, and resources, while engaging in space battles, trading, base building, and even archaeology. As you progress, you gather materials to upgrade your ship, exosuit, and multi-tool, allowing you to survive on harsh planets and fight off the occasional alien pirates. The game has evolved massively since its launch, with updates adding multiplayer, massive freighters, planetary vehicles, and even an evolving narrative that hints at the mysteries of the cosmos. On the Steam Deck OLED, No Man's Sky is a visual treat. The HDR makes planetary environments more vibrant, giving lush jungles a richer green and barren wastelands a more intense, haunting glow. The OLED screen's deep blacks really come into play when you're exploring the infinite blackness of space. With medium settings, the game runs smoothly, maintaining a balance between eye-popping visuals and stable performance. The game's biomes truly pop, making No Man's Sky feel like an adventure you could hold in your hands forever. Diablo 4. In Diablo 4, the world of Sanctuary is in chaos. After years of silence, Lilith, the daughter of the demon Mephisto, has returned, bringing hellfire and chaos to the land. You play as one of several classes: barbarian, sorceress, druid, rogue, or necromancer, and embark on a grim quest to stop her demonic reign. Diablo 4 focuses heavily on dungeon crawling, loot grinding, and fast-paced, visceral combat. Each class has unique abilities, from the barbarian's brutal melee strikes to the sorceress's elemental spells, and you can customize them further with skill trees and gear. The game world is massive, featuring 5 regions teeming with dungeons, world events, and PvP zones where you can take on other players in intense combat. The dark tone of the story returns Diablo to its roots, with horrifying enemies, gothic landscapes, and a thick atmosphere of dread. Diablo 4 comes alive on the Steam Deck OLED. The game's eerie, gothic atmosphere benefits from the OLED's deep blacks and enhanced contrast, making those creepy dungeons feel even more menacing. HDR highlights the hellish glow of Lilith's powers and the beautiful yet decaying world around you. The game performs well at medium settings, though the OLED screen's richness makes even lower settings feel like a visual feast. With smooth frame rates and responsive controls, Diablo 4 feels like a classic experience enhanced for modern-day handheld gaming. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is the sequel to the critically acclaimed Ori and the Blind Forest, and it takes everything up a notch. You play as Ori, a small guardian spirit on a quest to save their friend Ku, a baby owl, after the two are separated in a storm. The story unfolds across a beautiful and dangerous world where Ori must navigate through lush forests, desolate wastelands, and mystical caves filled with ancient secrets. The gameplay is a blend of Metroidvania-style exploration and fluid platforming with combat mechanics that include spirit weapons and abilities. As you progress, Ori unlocks new skills that help you backtrack to previously inaccessible areas. Boss battles are epic, and the emotional narrative will tug at your heartstrings, all while you're trying to master its perfectly tuned controls. If there's one game that takes full advantage of HDR on the Steam Deck OLED, it's Ori and the Will of the Wisps. The game's hand-painted environments and colorful energy effects absolutely shine on the OLED display. The rich, vibrant colors, from the glowing trees to the luminescent spirits, look even more magical. The deep blacks of the OLED make the darker areas feel more oppressive, while the brighter sections glow with intensity. You'll experience smooth frame rates, with no noticeable stutters, ensuring your journey through this stunning world is as beautiful as it is emotional. Doom Eternal. The Earth has been overrun by demonic forces, and it's up to you, the Doomslayer, to rip and tear your way through hordes of demons in a quest to save humanity. The game's story takes you through a variety of hellish landscapes and ruined cities as you unravel the mystery behind the invasion. But let's be real, Doom Eternal is all about the gameplay. It's a fast-paced, ultra-violent, first-person shooter where movement is key. The game rewards you for staying aggressive, with enemies dropping health, ammo, and armor as you kill them. You'll wield an arsenal of devastating weapons, from the classic shotgun to the BFG, and you'll need them as you face off against colossal bosses and waves of relentless enemies. The game's Glory Kills system, where you execute weakened enemies in gory fashion, adds a brutal satisfaction to the action. Doom Eternal looks as intense as it feels on the Steam Deck OLED. The HDR brings out the contrast between the game's fiery explosions and the dark, twisted landscapes. You'll notice every splatter of demon blood and crisp detail, as the enhanced brightness makes each explosive kill feel more impactful. Even at medium settings, the game runs like a dream, with fluid frame rates and no major dips, letting you focus on the chaotic action. The OLED screen's deep blacks enhance the game's atmosphere, making the darker levels even more sinister.
I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
America isn't gonna get rid of the BTs.
But at least we'll have hope.
Death Stranding Director's Cut. In Death Stranding, you step into the shoes of Sam Porter Bridges, a delivery man in a post-apocalyptic world tasked with reconnecting isolated cities across America. What's left of civilization is threatened by beached things, ghostly creatures that can drag you into the afterlife. The gameplay revolves around delivering supplies across a dangerous, fragmented landscape, avoiding threats like BTs and hostile humans. But this isn't your typical action game. Death Stranding is a mix of exploration, survival, and storytelling. Hideo Kojima blends elements of social commentary with deep emotional arcs, where you not only traverse this desolate world, but also build connections with NPCs and even other players through shared structures. The Steam Deck brings Death Stranding's haunting beauty to life. The game's vast, empty landscapes look incredible in HDR, with the OLED screen capturing every raindrop and sweeping vista in stunning detail. The contrast between the dark, eerie storms and the bright, hopeful moments when the sun breaks through is more striking than ever. The performance holds steady at medium settings, and the OLED's enhanced brightness makes it easier to navigate the darker environments. It's a meditative experience that's both visually captivating and emotionally gripping on the Steam Deck OLED.
For this world was never ours. We've always shared it.
Horizon Zero Dawn. Set in a far future Earth where robotic creatures dominate the wilderness, Horizon Zero Dawn follows Aloy, a young hunter, as she uncovers the mysteries of her world and her own origins. The game's story is rich with lore, revealing how humanity fell and why the machines now rule. Aloy's journey is one of survival, exploration, and discovery, where she battles robotic beasts using a combination of high-tech weapons and cunning traps. The game offers open-world exploration, crafting, and combat, with Aloy able to hunt down giant robot dinosaurs, hack machines to fight alongside her, and piece together the lost history of the old world. Side quests are woven into the fabric of the world, allowing you to explore settlements, interact with NPCs, and dive into challenging missions that expand on the main narrative. On the Steam Deck OLED, Horizon Zero Dawn truly shines, literally. The game's vibrant environments, from lush forests to snowy mountaintops, pop with incredible detail and color, thanks to HDR. The sunsets look spectacular, casting a golden hue over the land, while the deep blacks of night create a stark contrast that feels immersive. Performance-wise, the game holds up impressively well on medium settings, and the OLED screen's rich colors bring the lush, post-apocalyptic world to life. The sharpness of the OLED display really showcases Aloy's intricate animations and the stunning details of the robotic creatures, making this one of the most visually arresting games you can play on the Steam Deck. Cyberpunk 2077. Welcome to Night City, a sprawling dystopian metropolis where cybernetics, crime, and corporate greed rule. Cyberpunk 2077 follows V, a mercenary with a customizable background who gets tangled up in a conspiracy involving a rogue AI and a rock star rebel played by none other than Keanu Reeves. The game offers a rich RPG experience with choices that impact the narrative, a deep skill tree, and tons of weapons and augmentations to customize your playstyle. You can engage in hacking, stealth, or all-out gunfights as you explore a world filled with vibrant characters, side quests, and morally gray decisions. While the main plot deals with the existential crisis of Johnny Silverhand, Keanu Reeves' character, the real joy comes from losing yourself in the gritty streets of Night City, where every alleyway holds a story. The neon-lit streets of Cyberpunk 2077 are the perfect playground for HDR on the Steam Deck OLED. The vibrant colors of Night City's advertisements, the glowing billboards, and the sharp contrast between bright city lights and dark, shady underworlds are brought to life in stunning detail. The OLED screen enhances these contrasts, making the game's atmosphere feel even more immersive. The performance on the Steam Deck is stable, though running it at medium settings provides the best balance between visuals and frame rate. The OLED's deep blacks make the darker scenes and interiors look incredible, while the brighter HDR highlights bring out the dazzling lights of Night City's futuristic skyline.
How and where? Well, that's up to you.
Enemy presence detected. Analysis.
Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. The final chapter in Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid saga, The Phantom Pain, puts you in control of Big Boss, aka Venom Snake, in a massive open-world environment set in 1984 during the Cold War. After surviving an assassination attempt, Snake embarks on a mission of revenge against the shadowy XOF organization. The gameplay blends tactical espionage with open-world exploration, where players can approach missions in countless ways. Sneak into enemy bases, take out soldiers quietly, or go in guns blazing. The choice is yours. The game also introduces the Mother Base feature, where you can recruit soldiers and develop new weapons, adding layers of strategy to your operations. The OLED's display really brings out the gritty realism of Metal Gear Solid V: The Phantom Pain. The dusty Afghan landscapes, the glow of the sun setting over enemy bases, and the dark, shadowy interiors of outposts all pop with stunning contrast. HDR highlights make Snake's tactical gear look sharp and detailed, while the environments take on a new level of depth. Performance on the Steam Deck is solid, even on medium to high settings, with fluid gameplay and responsive controls. The OLED screen enhances the cinematic feel of Kojima's iconic cutscenes, making this one of the best handheld ways to experience Big Boss's final mission.
this thing?
Ask nicely.
Slow down, please! Dad's not listening!
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This one is a colorful, action-packed platformer that follows the dynamic duo, Ratchet, and his robot companion, Clank, as they hop between dimensions to stop an evil emperor from taking over multiple realities. The game's plot is lighthearted but filled with fun twists and turns, with the introduction of new characters like Rivet, a female Lombax from an alternate universe. The gameplay is smooth and incredibly varied, with a mix of platforming, shooting, and puzzle solving. One of the standout mechanics is the Rift feature, where players can instantly warp between dimensions, offering both creative level design and fast-paced action. The vibrant colors of Ratchet and Clank pop like never before on the Steam Deck OLED. The game's cartoony art style is enhanced by the deep blacks and rich HDR contrast, making environments feel more dynamic and alive. Explosions, energy weapons, and portal effects light up the screen, creating a dazzling visual experience. On medium settings, the performance is smooth with little to no frame drops, and the OLED screen brings out the game's stunning visuals in a way that truly feels next-gen on a handheld device. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. From Software takes a detour from its Soulsborne roots to bring you back into the world of giant mechs with Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. You play as a mercenary pilot commanding a customizable mech in fast-paced, large-scale battles. The plot centers around political intrigue and resource wars on the distant planet of Rubicon, where corporations and factions vie for control. The gameplay is all about fine-tuning your mech to fit your playstyle, whether you prefer heavy firepower, speed, or a balanced build. Missions are varied, with massive boss fights, tactical objectives, and intense skirmishes against enemy mechs. The stark industrial landscapes of Armored Core 6 look sharp on the Steam Deck OLED, with HDR enhancing the metallic sheen of your mechs and the dramatic lighting in battle. Explosions and laser blasts are particularly striking in HDR, creating a dynamic contrast between the dark environments and the brilliant flashes of combat. Performance on medium settings runs smoothly, and the OLED's ability to render deep blacks makes nighttime missions and interior factory fights look more intense. If you love customizing your mechs and watching them battle in style, the OLED screen makes every fight feel like a movie-worthy showdown.
A lot more like an arbiter of fate than the others.
We can beat them.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. This Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade reimagines the original Final Fantasy VII, focusing on Cloud Strife and his journey with the eco-terrorist group Avalanche to take down the corrupt Shinra Corporation. The story dives deep into the characters and events of the Midgar section of the original game, expanding on character backstories and relationships. The gameplay blends real-time action with turn-based strategy, where you switch between characters to execute combos, cast spells, and unleash powerful abilities. Intergrade introduces new content, including the Yuffie DLC, which adds extra story arcs and combat sequences. The Steam Deck OLED makes Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade look like a true next-gen experience. The HDR enhances the game's vibrant environments, from the glowing neon signs of Midgar's slums to the dramatic, larger-than-life boss battles. Characters' faces and expressions are rendered with striking detail, making every emotional beat hit harder. The OLED's deep blacks make Midgar's Undercity feel more atmospheric, while the brighter areas like Shinra headquarters shine brilliantly. With smooth performance at medium settings, this is one of the most visually impressive RPGs you can experience on a handheld device.
Listen to me. When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Set in the dying days of the American frontier, you play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw trying to survive in a rapidly modernizing world while staying loyal to his gang, led by the infamous Dutch van der Linde. The game features an open world full of immersive activities, from hunting and fishing to robbing trains and engaging in gunfights. The narrative is deeply emotional, exploring themes of loyalty, redemption, and the consequences of living outside the law. Every choice Arthur makes feels meaningful, with a dynamic world that reacts to your actions. Red Dead Redemption 2 was already a visual masterpiece, but on the Steam Deck OLED, the game's rich landscapes and lighting effects look even more breathtaking. The HDR enhances the sunsets, making the sky glow with stunning colors as you ride through the wilderness. The OLED's deep blacks give the nighttime scenes and interiors a cinematic quality, making the world feel even more immersive. Performance-wise, medium settings are the sweet spot, offering stable frame rates without sacrificing visual fidelity. Alien Isolation. This game is a survival horror game set in the universe of the Alien film franchise. You play as Amanda Ripley, daughter of Ellen Ripley, as she searches for clues about her mother's disappearance. Stranded on a space station with a deadly xenomorph, Amanda must use stealth, hacking, and crafting to survive. The game is a masterclass in tension, with the alien hunting you relentlessly throughout. You're not a soldier, you're just trying to stay alive, which makes every encounter terrifying. On the Steam Deck OLED Alien Isolation is more nerve-wracking than ever. The HDR enhances the claustrophobic corridors of the space station, with deep blacks making the shadows feel even more threatening. The OLED screen's sharp contrast brings the alien's shiny, terrifying form to life, making every encounter a heart-pounding experience. The performance remains smooth at medium settings, and the OLED's ability to display vivid highlights and deep shadows intensifies the game's horror atmosphere, making this one of the best ways to experience pure survival horror on a handheld. Tetris Effect Connected. Next, we have Tetris Effect Connected takes the classic block stacking gameplay of Tetris and wraps it in a stunning audio-visual experience. As you play, each move and rotation syncs with a beautiful, evolving soundtrack and mesmerizing visuals, creating an almost meditative experience. The game features multiple modes, including the standard marathon mode, competitive multiplayer, and even cooperative multiplayer, where players can combine their boards to clear lines together. The goal is still to clear rows of blocks, but the added layers of sound and visuals transform Tetris into something magical. On the Steam Deck OLED, Tetris Effect Connected is a sensory overload in the best way possible. The HDR brings out the vibrant colors and the dynamic backgrounds, making each level feel like a living work of art. The deep blacks of the OLED make the blocks stand out sharply, and the bright colors are eye-popping. With smooth performance across the board, Tetris Effect feels like a new way to experience a timeless classic, especially when the OLED screen brings every visual and musical cue to life in stunning detail. Viewfinder. Our last game is a first-person puzzle game that allows you to manipulate reality itself by taking photographs and placing them into the environment. Imagine snapping a picture of a staircase and then using that image to create a real staircase to solve a puzzle. The game is filled with mind-bending puzzles that challenge your perception of space and logic. Each level presents new ways to interact with the world, requiring you to think outside the box as you progress through increasingly complex challenges. Viewfinder's unique art style and surreal puzzles look fantastic on the Steam Deck OLED. The HDR adds a layer of depth to the game's minimalist environment, making the surreal visuals even more striking. The OLED's deep blacks and bright highlights help emphasize the game's puzzle elements, with each image you place feeling crisp and clear. Performance is smooth, and the OLED screen's sharp contrast makes the game's reality-bending puzzles even more immersive. And there you have it, 15 jaw-dropping HDR-enhanced games that show off just how incredible the Steam Deck OLED really is. Whether you're exploring the vast cosmos of No Man's Sky, battling demons in Doom Eternal, or sneaking through the shadows in Alien Isolation, these games take full advantage of the OLED's deep blacks, vibrant colors, and sharp contrast. The beauty of HDR is that it doesn't just make these games look better, it makes them feel better, adding immersion and intensity to every moment. From epic open worlds to mind-bending puzzles, the Steam Deck OLED brings out the best in every genre. So, if you're ready to dive into a world of brighter, more colorful gaming, these titles should be at the top of your list. Grab your Steam Deck, fire up one of these beauties, and prepare to be blown away by the power of HDR in the palm of your hands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment down below letting us know your thoughts, and of course, subscribe to our channel for more awesome content like this. See you in the next one.
Where's our money? Do you have my back? Always, Dutch.